everyone. Glad you guys could make it. We already have a
Hello.
couple of comments. Hey guys, I'm just heading off to bed. Thought I would pop in and say hello. Hi, thank you for popping in.
And speaking of time zones, Amy's in Scotland, so
Oh,
she's
wow.
an entirely different time zone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Glad you could come.
Hey, Hannah.
Hopefully your work wasn't too stressful. So what will everyone be reading today?
Jessica?
Let me grab them. I've got 3 books that I'm working on, but I'm also just trying to get through some work stuff still. But I'm reading King of Scars on my Kindle. It's Buddy Reed, Johara, and I are doing. I'm working on my reread of Night Film by Marisha Pessel. And then I'm reading The Winter House Mysteries by Ben Gooderson.
Nice.
Loving this. It's so cozy.
That's nice. How about you, Mr. Fancy?
I will be continuing on with reading Premeditated Peppermint, the 3rd book in the Amish Candy Shop series. I'm absolutely loving it, so very happy to be back in that world. And what about you, Johara?
So I'm in the middle of 3 reads, and I haven't decided. I'm thinking of 2 that I want to read for the sprints. Maybe I'll go back and forth because I'm not entirely sure which one I want to read. But one is Prisoner of Azkaban, which is a buddy read with a couple people, and then King of Scars, which is my buddy read with Jessica.
Yay!
So, I don't know which one I want to read because I'm in the mood for both. They're both such amazing books.
Awesome.
What is everyone in the chat reading?
Yeah, we'd love to know.
Let us know.
Nice. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, how are you liking it, Hannah?
I'm intrigued by the Undercover Kitty title.
Yeah, right?
Different. It looks like
Those
a lot
cozy
of
titles are amazing.
Sorry, what?
They are.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying the cozy titles are amazing.
Oh. They're definitely different.
Yes. What did you say, Johara? Sorry.
I was saying that a lot of people are going through different books today. It's like no one can decide to read.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad you're liking them.
Nice, Hannah.
I need to plug in my laptop or it's gonna die.
Uh-oh.
Don't want that to happen. It's all good. I got it.
Yay.
But I'm wearing one of my Hufflepuff shirts, so I'm all Harry Potter today.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Is that your house?
Yes.
Are you in? Okay.
I have 2 Harry Potter shirts that are just kind of like the castle. One of them even has all the books on the back of it. Then I have 2 Hufflepuff shirts, and then I have the Martyrs Map dress. It's a dress of the Martyrs. I really like it. Yeah.
That sounds really cute.
It is.
Wow. Awesome. Well, I've got some blue on my t-shirt, so we'll count that for my Ravenclaw for today.
Hey, I'm a Ravenclaw too.
Oh, yay, Jessica!
Yeah.
So just so you know, we have a plan. At midnight, we're going to sneak down to the kitchen with Johara. So in the Hogwarts castle.
Yeah, because Hufflepuff house is right next to the kitchen. So you Ravenclaws are welcome to sneak over to our house, and we'll just lead you to the kitchen. Midnight snack.
Yay. Awesome.
I'm Hufflepuff too, yay!
Oh, there we go, another Hufflepuff. If you're in the chat, yeah, let us know if you know what house you're in. That would be awesome.
Yeah. If you guys know, if you guys have a Pottermore account, you know what wand and Patronus you have too. Share. I don't remember what my wand is. I can never remember it. But my Patronus is. I don't remember my Patronus either now. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
You
I
guys know
remember it
yours
was
is?
so long ago. Jessica, do you know?
I don't remember.
You don't?
Nope.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels like a while
but
since I've been on Pottermore.
yeah, but speaking of amazing books, you guys, I watched a fabulous bookshelf tour yesterday by someone named Jessica over there. Jessica was amazing.
Oh,
Have you
thank
seen it,
you.
Jafara? It was so good.
Thank you.
I didn't know you had so many French books.
Yeah, my French professor from when I was an undergraduate called me one day and she was cleaning out her office and she was like, come take whatever you want. So I got a lot of books from her. So,
So
and it was like
cool.
so special because she was like my favorite professor of all time. She's like who inspired me to do the work that I'm doing now. So it's like now I have all these books from like one of my favorite people in the whole world and it's so nice.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, something similar happened to me. I remember when I was in my senior year of high school, my English class was right next to the English class I had the year before. And so on my way there, I would say hi to him before I go to my class. And then I remember one day, because my English class was the last class of the day, so I was leaving, and I remember him saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get rid of some of my books, and I want to know if you wanted to take a look because I know how much you love reading." So I was like, "Yeah, of course I'd love to take a look," and I took a few. So
Oh, that's
Aw.
wonderful.
yeah, love good free
Aw.
books.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when they come from someone who's like special to you, then it's like it's
Yeah,
even better.
true.
Ah, awesome. Yay.
So at 10 after, do you guys want to do the first sprint?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we can make
Good.
it 30 minutes. How does that
Yeah.
sound? Bye. Awesome. So I discovered like 3 YouTubers that are one of them is like only talks about Harry Potter, and then the other 2 are mostly Harry Potter, but do go into other fandoms a little bit. And one person I've been watching a few of their videos. They do a lot of they're brothers, and they do a lot of Harry Potter quizzes and see who knows more and who wins. And they did one interesting video where they sorted each other into the houses. So they did the Pottermore quiz, but they tried to put the answers they think the other would choose to sort them into a
Oh,
house. It was really interesting. And now Alyssa and I really want to do that video where we sort each other into Hogwarts houses.
you
Yay.
should.
It was fun.
Yeah. Exactly. That would be
I swear,
awesome to watch.
huh?
That would be awesome to watch.
Yeah, we thought it would be a lot of fun. Alyssa was when we were watching that. Alyssa was like, "Hey, we should do that." I was like, "We should," and now I think we're gonna do it.
Yeah, it's a
Yay.
unique video idea. I don't
Yeah,
know of
definitely.
anybody else who really does a video like that. So you should do it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, it's 10
Yay.
after. You guys ready for the first sprint?
Yeah.
So that'll be what 40 after. So awesome. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hi.
Hey. You look so
Hi.
absorbed in your book. Are you enjoying it, Johara?
Yes. I was reading one of my favorite parts of Prisoner Esteban.
Good.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. How was sprints for everyone?
I actually didn't read. I am working on grading some of my students' work, and then I'm like rotating between that and editing my January wrap up. So kind of still being productive during sprints, but I didn't actually read.
That's fine. You're still being productive. That's what these are all about.
Yeah.
I am 32% into premeditated peppermint and absolutely loving it. So
Yay.
hi everyone who's just joined us. Great to
Yeah.
have you here.
We ended up with a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you enjoying
Octavia Butler, right, is Parable of the Silver. She's like
Oh, have you read that?
I've read parts of it, and it's really good. I need to get back and finish it.
Nice. Beloved.
I'm reading that this month too. I'm gonna read it for Blackathon. Probably get to it maybe next week. But yeah, how are you liking it, Liam?
Nice. Hi, Liam.
Glad you could join us, Lee.
Hi, Lee. Wonderful. Home. I'll read during the next sprint.
Sounds good.
Yeah, excellent, Hannah.
You have a good day at work?
Yeah, so I thought I'd put up a question. What do you look for when it comes to books? Have a certain genre or age range that works for you? Maybe it's something more specific. Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to know. How about you guys? What's your answer for this?
Johara, you start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite age range will be YA. And I still enjoy middle grade. So my favorite series are middle grade. I don't do adult, mostly because I'm nervous about what the content might be. And then I read mostly fantasy, as you guys probably know by now. But I like most fantasy that I end up reading. So yeah. How about you guys?
I look for certain themes and tropes. Like I like all age ranges. Like I read middle grade, young adult, and adult. There's like specific genres that I really like. I love fantasy, thriller, mystery, cozy mystery, dark romance. And then like some themes and tropes that I like would be like dark academia, anything with vampires, things with pirates I love. I also like classics. So it's really kind of just looking for like specific themes, tropes, and genres that really, and then sometimes like the setting makes a difference too. So I love stuff set in Ireland. I love stuff set in New York City. So sometimes that'll play into it. So just a lot of different like nuanced things is what I look for.
Nice.
Did Jessica, there is a pirate cozy mystery that I think I'm going to read at some point this year. So if you want a buddy read, I'll let you know about it. The title and everything after the sprint. Yay!
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay! Yeah, I'm very eclectic with my genres as well. I don't read westerns, but other than that, I'm willing to give everything a go. I love my fantasy. Okay, I'll get into a bit of fantasy jargon here. So there's soft magic systems and hard magic systems. A hard magic system is where you know everything about the magic system. And I love hard magic systems so much. So like your Mistborn and stuff like that. Brandon Sanderson, have a lot of love for him. But then some soft magic systems like Harry Potter can be good too. We know a lot of different things, but we don't know absolutely everything. And I love that because, yeah, it still works with that series. So, yeah, there we go.
Nice. So what's everyone's favorite tropes?
Yeah. What is everyone's favorite tropes? I have to think.
I kind of like rags to riches, like someone who
Yes.
starts out kind of in a low place and then they end up really like maybe seeing success, maybe saving the day, just like having like a real transformational development over time, like that typical hero's journey. That's one that I like.
I love The Chosen One. I feel like that's kind of controversial because I feel like not everyone does. But I also like it when there's when it's not just the basic chosen one, like if there's a twist, or have the main hero not just go ahead and do it because it's the right thing, have them question it and even want to give up at times. It makes it more realistic. I know for my Justin Perez series, I actually did a twist with the whole chosen one trope, and Robin from the book Wormhole says she really likes that twist. But basically, the chosen one, Jasmine, found out that there was another chosen one before her, but she didn't make it. She was killed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the stakes as well. Very
Yeah.
nice.
So she was finally starting to feel more confident about this, and then she finds this out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I might not actually survive, and I might lose." And so things became a lot more real for her.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I used to know off the top of my head the tropes that I liked. I wish I had a list in front of me. I can tell you one I don't like. I was looking at old videos of mine recently. I don't like insta-love. I'm not a fan of it.
No,
Slow burn.
I hate insta-love.
I like a good slow burn.
Yes.
I hate
slow burn
love
for a
triangles.
romance. Sorry?
I hate love triangles. They're my least favorite trope.
Yeah, that's a tough
like
one
'em.
to do.
I like them if they're done in certain ways and not just like your stereotypical, but I think the love triangles can add some good tension to a story.
Depends on how it's done, yeah.
A lot of times in my case, I felt like it added unneeded tension. Maybe I just haven't actually found one that actually worked well. I feel like there was only one I ever seen on TV that I didn't completely hate.
Yeah.
All the other ones I've seen was just like done terribly.
Ooh. I look for books that seem like the characters are in on an interesting situation. I like when there's some kind of adventure or mystery going on.
Nice.
Very nice. You might like cozies, Liam.
Yeah, you might.
Liam asked if you were crocheting or knitting.
I'm crocheting. I'm crocheting my blanket at the moment.
I could never do that.
Liam. Sorry?
I could never do that. I don't even know how to sew.
It's a truly funny story. Growing up with me and my sister, my mum always thought that, my sister being the girl would be the one who would want to learn to crochet, but she never had an interest in it. And I begged her for years, and then she said to me, "Okay, I'll teach you." And ever since then, I've been crocheting. So
Nice.
yeah.
Johara, you could learn it. It's one of those things like you learn your first stitch and then you learn another stitch and then you just put the different stitches together. So I think you could do it if you were interested in it.
Yeah. But I like that you ended up learning how to crochet. I don't buy in, the female male stereotypes, what they can and cannot do. And I really like that you decided to learn crocheting and you still like it to this day.
I love it. Thank you. It's been amazing because growing up with me and my sister, my mum has ended up working out very quickly that we were the opposites. So anything she thought she would teach her, she's now teaching me. And anything she thought she would teach me, she's teaching her. So
wow.
It worked out well in the end.
Wow. Yeah. I know, like, I'll call out if I hear like a feminist comment. I consider myself kind of a feminist, but there's like one thing I see on TV a lot that really annoys me when it shows like this guy and girl might be on a date, and then the girl would be all scared of a horror movie or pretend to be scared for the guy, and that really annoys me. I mean, for me, I love horror movies. I can watch the entire thing. I can eat when I watch it. Not everyone can do that, and I don't get scared easily, and I just love horror movies. So I hate that I hardly ever see a girl on TV that loves horror movies and don't get scared at them.
Yeah,
That's
that's fair. I had to desensitize myself to horror movies. I binge watched Saw over 2 days, all of the Saw movies, which wasn't easy to do. But by the time I got through them, I thought, if I can do this, I can watch anything. So.
I've never actually seen Saw, but I do want to try them.
It's interesting, very psychological, which I appreciated.
Yeah, seems like a different type of horror movie, but interesting nonetheless. So
Storm says, hi everyone, sorry late to the party, but reading on The Primrose Path by Barbara Metzger, one of my retro romances. Awesome. So if you didn't know, Stormy is hosting a retro romance readathon this month, reading all retro romance books.
Fun.
How's your readathon going, Storm?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. I hope they're all good reads so far. What's your favorite part of Prisoner of Azkaban? I love when they're at the Shrieking Shack, when they find out the truth about Sirius and Lupin, and you find out that they've been really close friends since high school and all that. That big reveal, I really enjoy. I just love Lupin as a character. He's one of my all-time favorite characters and the most underrated, honestly.
Yes. No, I definitely agree. So trying to keep it spoiler-free in case you haven't read it, but for those of you who have, I'm sure you'll pick up on my subtleties here. Hermione ends up coming into possession of something very magical in this book, and it is used towards the end of the book, and I love that feature of the book so much that Prisoner of Azkaban became one of my favorite Harry Potter books for the longest time. I was always able to go back and reread that one.
I have that magical artifact you're talking about. I have a necklace of it.
Nice.
Actually, I have so many Harry Potter jewelry. Like in my jewelry box, I have like several sections, and I have it organized so I know where everything is. And I have literally one section of my jewelry box just for Harry Potter jewelry because I have so many. I have these hats. Yeah, I have the diary with the hole in it and the basilisk fane and everything. I have so much.
Wow.
That's an idea for a video showing all the...
Ooh. I was just going to say that. You should do a video showing your collection.
That would be kind of probably a long video. I have a lot of Harry Potter stuff.
I think my favorite part of Azkaban is when they all learn the Patronus spell. I liked seeing everybody's different Patronus.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. I just read when Lupin's first class and the Bogart. And I really like that. Yeah. And I kind of like how Lupin kind of defended Neville to Snape at the beginning of that class. And I just love it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of there's... sorry?
I said I like that too.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of controversy over Snape, and my opinions on the whole Snape thing, good, evil, whatever. I think that he is a hero. He was always on the good side. He killed Dumbledore to save Draco's soul, and because Dumbledore wanted him to have the Elder Wand, and he did love Lily, but I still don't think he's a nice guy. Because some of the stuff he does is just not okay.
We should one day, if you have time, we should do a Harry Potter spoiler-filled chat, and then we can talk about Harry Potter in a spoilery way in the chat. That would be great.
Yes, I'm so there.
Yay. Hannah says it was a slow day, but got a bunch done. Oh, well done, Hannah. That's awesome.
Slow days at work, I actually don't mind because, you can just kind of work at your own pace, do your own thing.
Yeah.
Get a lot done.
Liam says,
Oh, he's
cool,
talking
it's
about
good.
Beloved.
Okay, it was a bit confusing because the story is told out of order, but I'm really liking it now.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh, good. Yay! I'm glad you're liking it now.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a minute to get into the story too, especially if it's the first of a series. I feel like a lot of times the first book of a series, it takes time to really get into the world, to learn the way the world works.
Yeah, it's a lot of setup.
Yeah. And to learn about the characters and all that.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'll be reading The Good Girl Complex by L. Kennedy. Nice. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, Melanie. Hi, Melanie, and nice.
Liam said yes, vampires.
Yes. I have my Vampire Academy right behind me.
Nice.
I've never actually read a Vampire Academy, but I do love vampires. They're my second favorite, magical being after witches, and I really like vampires.
I told you.
The Vampire Academy series is on my series about series list this year. So if you want to buddy read that, Johara, let me know.
Nice. Yeah.
And just to give a heads up for February, I think it's February. Yeah, sorry, not February. In February now, March. Don't mind me, I'm somewhere else. I will be reading Eclipse. So if anyone likes the Twilight Saga and wants to buddy read that with me, feel free to do so. I really want to get through that series again as a reread.
I have issues with Twilight. I don't like it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
That's true.
No.
And I've seen people who like it. I don't like it for my own personal reasons, I didn't like most of the characters, and I hated what they did with vampires in that story.
Right.
So those are just my opinion.
The movie really let me down. I was really bummed out about the movie. But yeah, I thought the series was okay. But what I like about reading it now, after all the books I've read since being on BookTube and having all the different experiences, is that Twilight, the series, is just such an easy read. I don't have to think too much while reading it. So I appreciate that. It's a nice, comfortable read for me.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the genre. LOL. Like, I don't mind gritty and dark and some mysteries, but want my cozies to be fun and fluffy. Only fantasy I really read is middle grade. Nice. I still like some middle grade reads.
Yeah. Have you read the Nevermore series, Stormy? Jessica and I buddy read some of them, and we really like them.
They're so good. Johara, I think you would like it.
Oh, really?
It's very similar to Harry Potter, so I think you would really love the series.
Nice. Maybe I'll give it a try. What's it called again?
Nevermore?
Nevermore.
Maybe I'll give it a try. My favorite middle grade series is actually it's Monster High Ghoul Friends. It's like adaptation to the Monster High movie franchise. I think the movies came first, but there's actually two different series by two different authors, two different storylines and everything. But one of them is actually middle grade, and it's a really easy read. Like you were talking about Twilight, it's like a really easy read. The words are a bit bigger. There's some pictures every so often as well, and but it's a really fun, light read. And I do recommend it and you don't really necessarily need to watch the Monster High movies to be able to read this series. But yeah.
Oh, good. That helps. Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I still recommend the movies if anyone ends up liking the series because I love the movies.
Excellent.
I'm a sucker for found family.
Yes, I love found family.
Yes. Actually, one of these series I'm currently rereading is I consider it found family. It's Seekers, which you guys might know me talking about it.
Your favorite of all time.
I might talk about it a lot if you're not new to my channel. But the 4 main characters all become a family, so it's a found family, and it's really good. I think that's
Nice.
really
I
good.
should go into it. I should try book 1. See what I think. Let you know.
Yeah, I would love that.
Nice.
I really jive with cozy mysteries, thrillers, and some fantasy. I'm trying out more from fantasy. Nice. If you need any recommendations, I'm here. I actually had made a video. I think it was a few months ago at this point, but I actually originally made it for Jessica because she was talking about fantasy for beginners. So I made a video for fantasy for beginners.
Nice.
Check that out.
Well done, Jessica. No, that's good because we do a lot of cozy recommendations on some of the other sprints I'm on. So it'd be great to do some fantasy recommendations over here.
Yeah.
Especially since my channel is like Fantasy Central.
Yay!
If anyone wants any fantasy recommendations, just comment. I'm sure I have plenty.
That's it.
Tropes depends on the genre I am reading. Yeah, I get that. But since I usually stay in one genre.
What I don't like is when we have a genre and then it seems to be the whole what is it, wolf in sheep's clothing type deal where it's marketed as a fantasy, but it's like 90% romance and 10% fantasy. Like, what is that? It's not a fantasy.
I hate false marketing.
Yes, me too.
That's why we need BookTube, right? I depend on BookTube to know what books I need to read.
Same.
And why I love with booktubers that, you know, obviously every booktuber is happy to talk about books they love, but I love when there are booktubers out there who are honest enough to say, look, I didn't like this book and here's why. You may, because you may be different to me, but if you're like me, this is what you should know before you go in. And I love those types of videos. So
yeah,
definitely. I agree. Like on your Discord earlier today, and I said I had only rated Hunger Games 1 star, and I don't think it was necessarily a bad book. I don't think it was a bad series. There's even a few scenes that I kind of liked. I liked when Katniss yelled about the burning hospital. That was a good scene, and I like Peeta as a character, and I like them as a couple. It's just I'm not a huge fan of dystopian, so that's what turned me off. Yeah. But I learned because of Hunger Games and Divergent that I'm not a big dystopian fan. So I know that's one genre I know I'm not a huge fan of. So if you like dystopian, I think you guys will like those series if you have not already read them. They just weren't for me.
Right.
I would agree. Although I gave book 3 2 stars, so I don't talk about Mockingjay anymore on my channel.
Nice. Not picky.
Anything with a good story. Good one, Melanie. Yep.
Definitely. I like a good mentor too. Gandalf, Dumbledore, Yoda. Love that stuff. Nice.
Yeah. I love Dumbledore.
Definitely.
I have one of the biggest, most unpopular opinions when it comes to fantasy lovers. I love fantasy. I didn't like Lord of the Rings.
I don't like Lord of the Rings either. I couldn't get into it.
It's not just me.
I didn't love it. I thought it was too dense. But I appreciate it for what it did for the genre. But I don't ever want to read it again.
Yeah, exactly. No, that was definitely my issue too. The denseness of it. Yeah.
I didn't even finish it. I really couldn't get into it at all. You know,
I end up making a horrible deal with myself. So in April of 2020, I wanted to celebrate one of my friend's birthdays. Her favorite film series is Lord of the Rings. So I gave all 4 books immunity and didn't allow myself to DNF them. I learned after that series I can DNF anything I want at any time.
Yes. I am a pro DNFing just because I don't want to force myself to do something that I'm not enjoying. Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
I think
exactly.
There's only one time I ever try to force myself to finish something I was not enjoying, and that was actually an Ever After High book series, which is similar to the TV show.
Yep.
But I had actually read book 3 first back in elementary school, but I didn't know it was part of a series. So I accidentally read that first. So when I was a little bit older, I wanted to see if I still liked it because I hadn't read it in years. But I wanted to actually read the entire series this time. So I bought all of them, and I figured and I really wanted to get back to book 3 because I was like, I think I might still like book 3 if I actually read it. But book 1 and book 2, and I didn't even like book 4 either. I love book 3. I rated it 5 stars, but that's the only book in the series I really like.
Oh, wow.
But to be able to read book 3, you do not need book 1 or 4. Those can be those you can read them to read book 3, but you don't have to. The only book you have to read to understand book 3 is book 2.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, book 2 was a little bit better than book 1 and 4, but it still wasn't great. And but I wanted to read book 3 again, so I was trying to force myself to read it, even though I was not enjoying it.
Oh.
Only time I ever did that.
Fair enough.
But if you like mentors, there's this book I read recently. I read it last month. It's a duology called Bewitched in Oz, and it's in Oz, like Wizard of Oz, and they mentioned Dorothy and everything. So all that is canon. It happened, but it was in the past. So this is like what's going on now in Oz. And basically, magic is illegal. So Ziri, her 2 friends, Tabitha and Vashti, and then her crush's little brother, Brink, all are practicing magic in secret. But then they get caught, and flying monkeys kidnap Tabitha, so they go on a journey to find Glinda so that they can make magic legal again and save their friend. But there is a mentor, the glass cat. It's a cat that's made out of magical glass. And she's such a sassy character, and she was funny as heck. I definitely recommend this duology. It's so good.
Now, see, that's interesting because in the classic book, do they go to this land of, is it glass or China? It's one of the two. And I found it interesting because it's not in the film. But yeah, all of the characters are made out of either glass or China. And yeah, it's like, oh, this is really cool, but it's not in the film. What's going on? So I love that they brought that up in this one that you're reading.
I've never read the Wizard of Oz book before.
Yeah, that's the series I want to read this year too.
Oh, watch out, Jessica. I liked it. Jessica and I are opposites when it comes to classics most of the time until recently. We found one we both liked recently.
Yeah,
so
Mary
that was
Poppins.
Mary Poppins, yes.
But it's a middle grade.
Oh, true.
So we always line up on our middle grades. So that could be why.
So maybe do give it a go.
Yeah. But the glass cat was funny. So if you like a good mentor, then I highly recommend.
Nice.
Well-written love triangles, yeah. I'm sure there are good love triangles out there, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like the idea of 3 people all in this triangle of love. I don't like that, you know? So it's probably just me, but...
Oh, you're not alone. I think there's a lot of people that don't like them.
True.
Just depends on the person. It's one of those taste things.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone has different tastes. That's what makes life interesting. Yeah. It would be boring if we all like the same things. I can knit, but I don't know how to crochet.
Oh, that's awesome that you know how to knit, Liam. I love that. Yeah, it took me a while to learn how to crochet, but once I got the hang of it, I just kept going. So now I'm on autopilot. But yeah, you can get there one step at a time.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to knit this year, so that's one of my goals. I'll see how I go.
Yeah. Guess there's the girl that Winona Ryder plays in Beetlejuice. She seems like she loves a good horror movie. Oh, I've never seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, it's so good. You got to watch it. Watch it around Halloween.
Yeah. People tell me I should watch it, but I just never had any desire to see it. It just always it looked weird. It looked odd.
It's Tim Burton, so it's gonna have Tim Burton oddness in it.
I noticed that I don't like a lot of Tim Burton things. I think the only Tim Burton thing I liked was Alice in Wonderland because I think he did that. The live action.
We also did Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, he did Pirates of the Caribbean too. So I like those two things. I have enjoyed all my romances so far, some more than others. This one I am reading has been fun so far. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
That's awesome, Stormy.
At least you've enjoyed them all, at some degree. I don't care what people say. I don't like Snape. He's a terrible teacher. Agree. I really hate the way he treats Neville, you know? Neville's such a sweet guy. I don't understand. Like, what does he have against Neville? I mean, it's not right for how he treats Harry, but at least he has some sort of reason to why he treats Harry like that. But he doesn't have any reason to why he treats Neville like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Not a Snape fan, and I feel like that's kind of an unpopular opinion because I feel like, of course, nowadays I feel like there are more people who don't like Snape than there was back then. After it was revealed that he was a hero, everyone started loving Snape because he has showed 5 minutes of heroics at the end, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Snape's such a great guy." No, he really wasn't. Justice for Neville, yes, I agree. Neville's one of my favorite characters too. And some people argue that he's the hero. And one thing I love that the movies never show was the fact that Neville could have been the chosen one instead of Harry. It could have been him.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Good. I also think
that's why the movies are awful. Yeah.
I feel like a part with the movies was like a lot of it kind of had bad acting. I do not like Kristen Stewart as an actress. I just feel like
I liked the movies. I enjoyed them. I still watch them. I put them on in the background when I do my work. I like Kristen Stewart's unpopular opinion alert, I guess. I think they played the roles exactly as they were written. I don't think it was an acting issue. It was a writing issue.
I've seen Kristen Stewart on other stuff, though. I just didn't like it. But I didn't like Bella as a character anyway. So even if Kristen Stewart played her perfectly, I didn't like Bella as a character.
Yeah, we should make a difference. I have a very unpopular opinion. I, clearly love long hair. And I didn't like that, what's his name? The guy that plays Jacob. Taylor
Lautner.
Taylor Lautner, that's it. I didn't like that they made him either cut his hair or take off the wig, whatever it was. I loved the long hair in film 1. And they made him cut it for film 2 or take off the wig. It just annoyed me.
Yeah, you don't see guys.
An unpopular opinion.
Yeah, you don't see guys with long hair very often, you know? I know in my Jasmine Press prequel, which was just published on the 1st of February, the main male character has kind of longer hair. It like goes down to his shoulders.
Oh, nice. Yay. Awesome.
But yeah, my mom said she liked his long hair too. And she also didn't like Jacob later on because he became so much more serious. He was funny before he became a werewolf.
Yeah.
He was a vampire.
Yeah.
Read the first Nevermore and it was okay. I think I need to try it again to see if it was just the mood I was in at the time. Yeah, I get that. Like there was a couple books I started like at the end of last year that I still haven't finished. And it's not that because I'm enjoying them. It's just I realized that I wasn't in the mood for them. So I'm just leaving them off to the corner and just waiting to read them for when I'm in the mood. Or I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I would.
Yeah.
The mood really does affect something. You could be liking something, just not be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
I might give Twilight a chance. I have one friend who loves it and another friend who hates it. I'm torn. Well, you should give it a chance because only you can decide if it's right for you. You know, like the three of us, we're all controversial on Twilight.
It's really funny. I love when people are on that polarizing side where they really don't like a book. If I hear that and I hear that passion, it makes me want to pick up the book and see where I land. So that's what got me into the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. So many people that I'd seen do videos on them really didn't like them. And I'm like, okay, I got to pick up book one. I got to see where I land. And I end up reading the whole series. So.
I have not read those, but I don't think I've ever actually seen a booktuber talk bad about it. I know I follow a couple booktubers who absolutely love that series.
Yeah, there are people out there that I'm finding now that do love it. But yeah, certainly back in the day, I saw some booktubers that were like, "No, this is horrible, and why are we reading this?" And she can't even write, and da, da, da. I'm like, okay, now I got to read it, and I loved it. So.
Well, I don't really. I don't read a book just because someone says they love it or they hate it, you know, or not read a book because someone said they hate it. If I wanted to read it already, then I'll give it a chance. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people also look at reviews,
Mm-hmm.
like on Goodreads or Amazon or whatever, and I might look at read reviews later to see after I read it, see if they agree with me or something about how I end up feeling about it. But the only thing I care about is the summary. I've never bought a book just based on the cover. I've never done it. The summary has to seem interesting to me. I cannot imagine buying a book just because the cover looks pretty, or not buying a book just because the cover doesn't look pretty. That's such an unpopular opinion because I feel like everyone on BookTube is like, I bought this just because the cover is so pretty. I'm like, I've never done that. Am I the only one that's never done that?
Although
I don't know if
do.
I've ever done it. I can't think of one that I cover bought, but it's possible.
I do find it so fascinating, though. I've done a lot of research into differences with UK cover editions versus US, because living where I live in Australia, we generally only have access to UK editions of covers. And what I came to find out was that in the US, they did a study. In the US, primarily, the first thing a reader who goes into a bookstore, who might be a new reader, let's say, will do is will look at the cover. In the UK and in Australia, the first thing a new reader will look at is the blurb on the back of the book. And so that's why the funding more goes towards a cover in US editions and goes more towards a blurb in UK editions. And I found that to be really fascinating.
Yeah,
that is. I like making really nice covers for my own books, but I would never just buy a book based off the cover. I'm still waiting to get a Brando Sando book for the library. Nice. I've never
let
read
me know
Brando
when you get it. Oh, he's amazing. How much time do you have? But anyway.
I know he's a pretty famous author. I follow a lot of booktubers that have talked about him.
Sorry?
I said I follow a lot of booktubers that have talked about him. He seems really popular and famous, but I've never actually read him. I think he writes fantasy though, right? He writes fantasy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Maybe I'll check one of them out someday.
Yeah.
See what I think. I'll let you know if I do. I like the Twilight memes. The skin of a killer, Bella. You named my daughter after the Loch Ness monster. You will be surprised how many memes I have found that's making fun of Twilight, and it'll be like Harry Potter, Hunger Games, and then Twilight, and it'll be like Hermione, Katniss, and Bella, and they're always making fun of Bella. Like there's this one I saw the other day where it said it showed Jenny, and it was like she said that when Harry broke up with me, I restarted the DA. I fought against Voldemort. I protected the school. Then and Harry was like all proud of his girlfriend, and then it showed Bella. He was like, when my boyfriend broke up with me, I was nearly comatose, and I tried to drown myself to see his illusions of him, and then Edward was like, okay.
Oh no.
But that did have me cracking up.
Yeah, very different.
Yes. I love Lord of the Rings.
That's good. So many people do, and like Jessica was saying earlier, it's going to say the wrong name, J.R.R. Tolkien. J.R.R. Tolkien did a lot for fantasy, and I do appreciate that. Even Brandon Sanderson, who I do love his works, said he was influenced by Tolkien. A lot of fantasy writers are. He kind of put fantasy on the map, and I really do appreciate that. But I said at the time when I was reviewing those books, just because I appreciate what he's done for fantasy doesn't mean I have to love his books. And I just didn't.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah.
I'm the same way when it comes to like loving a series and not having to love the author.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole
Yeah.
controversy that's been going on about J.K. Rowling, you know, her as a
Exactly.
person, and people will be like, "Oh, now I don't know if I still want to read Harry Potter." But if you're a fan of these series, don't let her take away something that has given you so much joy. That's just my opinions on it. Because I love Harry Potter. Means so much to me. It's what
Exactly.
really got me into reading. It was my first like chapter book series I ever got into, and J.K. Rowling's writing is beautiful. She may not be a great person, but I love her story. And J.K. Rowling is what influenced me as a fantasy author. She's the one that influences me as a fantasy author. But
It's just fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
I agree to an extent. I think that you can still definitely love what you love. You can separate that series because it's kind of become its own entity. But I don't like necessarily bringing a lot of attention to it anymore, personally, just because I feel like it's still sort of, I guess, what they call like virtue signaling to J.K. Rowling. So like for me, I still enjoy those things privately, and I still embrace like my love of Harry Potter, definitely. But I don't like to like bring a lot of attention to this series anymore because there's a lot of other really great series out there by authors who aren't as problematic. And I've had like some of my best friends are trans, and they talk about how even people still mentioning it, even if they acknowledge that like, yeah, J.K. Rowling's problematic, it still hurts them that they continue to bring it up and like continue to reference the work of this author when there's so many other authors that don't have that same problematic position. That's just my thought on the issue.
I get that.
Definitely, it's a tough one. Speaking as someone who is a member of the LGBTIQ plus community, I definitely understand what you're saying, and I felt a lot of pressure last year because I reread this series every year in May for my birthday. I love rereading the series, and I thought, do I talk about it on the channel? Do I not? And I made a bit of a point saying, look, I am trying to separate the author from the person. Do I agree with what the person is doing? Absolutely not. I do love the series, but it's tough because, I can't help but think I do represent that community here on BookTube, as do others who are part of that community. And so it's like, yeah, you really got to think about these things. But it's a tough one because I really, really love the series. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it is tough. I'm
But
part of the community too. Yeah, I'm part of the community too, and it really is. It can be tough, but I feel like a lot of people have issues separating this work from the creator with TV, with books, but I've always been pretty good at separating the person who created it and the actual work of art itself. And I feel like a lot of times I forget about J.K. Rowling and I just focus on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Are we going to do another reading sprint? I see Stormy put the stopwatch in the chat. Like, I think it's time to sprint. I don't know if that's what she meant by it, but that's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
you guys want to sprint again? 30 after?
Sure.
And we can do the 30 minutes?
Yeah, and sprint to the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got so behind the comments. I was trying to get them all.
I
totally
get it.
forgot.
Let's go through the comments.
Yeah. Okay. So the books are so big I can never read them. I'll stick to the movies.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello, I've just popped in. I love you go to the readings, movies, but I just like the books. I don't think I'll ever reread them.
Same.
Huh. Nice.
Thank you for being here, Snazzy.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. You love Beetlejuice?
I love Beetlejuice too. I watch it like every year around Halloween. I watch it 3 or 4 times.
Beetlejuice is silly fun. Yeah. I've just never had any desire to watch it, I guess. It just looked weird. Hi, I'll be reading Network Effect by Martha Wells in the next sprint. Hi, thanks for coming.
Abrina, I think it is. Hi, Abrina, and yeah, thank you for coming.
I've
heard a lot of really good things about Martha Wells lately.
Huh, never heard.
I read All Systems Red, the first novella in the whatever it's called, Murderbot series. And this is what I'll say. If you're not someone who likes to be bogged down in sci-fi terminology, it's a tough novella to get through because of all the sci-fi terminology. But the book was good for what it was. The novella was.
Nice.
Alan Rickman.
I agree. He did Snape perfectly. And so yeah, I agree that they casted him great. I feel like a lot of the characters were actually casted pretty well.
Yep.
But Alan Rickman was a good choice for that. And I might not be a big Snape lover, but I did like Alan Rickman's portrayal of him. Kristen Stewart has improved as an actress. Spencer was a good movie. Never heard of it.
I haven't seen it.
It's about Princess Diana. She plays Princess Diana.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I'll have to give it a go.
She likes long hair too.
Thank you, Snazzy.
Me too. I love long hair. I'll never cut my hair. Not a Twilight fan, but I was totally Team Jacob. Never liked Edward. Honestly, I'm not a fan of Jacob either. He was actually more problematic than you realize.
I like both. One thing I love about that love triangle is that we get to explore the they're old books, but I don't want to spoil. We get to explore what is special about Jacob and that community, and we get to explore what's special about Edward and that community. So I love that we get to see both sides of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only characters I really cared about were Alice and Jasper. I liked their characters and their relationship.
Yeah, they're cute.
So cute. Hi, Cozy.
Hi, glad you could make it.
What did you read, Cozy?
I finished an audio book. Well done. And,
that's
more
in reference
shallow.
to the cover.
Wow.
I prefer US editions. Most of my bookshelves, like 90% of them, are filled with US editions of books. So I'm on the US side there.
I definitely judge a book by a cover, but I have loved some books with ugly covers.
Yeah. I agree.
Covers grab me, but blurb get me to buy it. Nice. What really gets my attention at a bookstore is the title. If it sounds, and I usually stay in the fantasy section, which is probably not a surprise, and I like most fantasy, so I usually look at the title, look at the cover, then look at the summary, but it's the summary that actually gets my attention for real and actually makes me want to buy it.
Yeah.
What is the difference? I hear terms like epic and high fantasy.
Right.
So there's high fantasy that is like where it's in a whole other world. It's not in our world at all. It's in a whole other world. There's low fantasy that is kind of like Harry
Yeah.
Potter, where it's like there's a whole other world, but there's also our world as well. It's like a part of the world is off to the corner, and then there's also urban fantasy, which is where it's our world, but there's magic in our world.
Yeah. And epic fantasy is it's more like fantasy, but on a really epic scale. The only example I can give is Stormlight Archives, if anyone's read them by Brandon Sanderson. It makes the world feel massive. It's a huge world. Yeah. But anyway, just
I think
letting you know, Johan,
with
I think it's 1:30, so I'll let you finish off, Jessica.
Oh, I was going to say with epic fantasy too, there's more political intrigue and like political machinations that happen rather than just like the magical story.
There's also
Yes.
historical fantasy that's more like about royalty, but maybe not so much on the magical part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone ready to read for half an hour?
Yep.
Awesome. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How'd your sprints go?
Good. I'm still working on editing my January wrap up, but it's getting closer to being finished.
That's good.
Yay.
Being productive.
I am 119 pages into Premeditated Peppermint, and as always, loving it. So,
Yay.
I am only two pages left of this chapter, and then I'll be on chapter 9.
nice. Which are you still reading Prisoner, or have you switched?
Yeah. Still reading Prisoner.
Very good.
Love Harry Potter.
Ooh,
Just like Twilight.
I think were you mentioning, was it Lord of the Rings you were talking about there, Cozy?
Oh, just like Twilight, how YA fantasy books on the map, they might not hold up now, but I think the author helped bring in a new generation of readers. Yeah, I think she's talking about Twilight. Yeah, I think Twilight definitely helped with the whole vampire craze thing, especially, I remember for me back in those days. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Mr. Fancy, may I ask your preferred pronouns? I wasn't sure, so I just referred to you as Mr. Fancy. Yeah, that's fine. I still go by he, him, but yeah, I'd still go by Mr. Fancy. So, but thank you, Cozy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I always like to know people's preferred pronouns, at least if they're in the community.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you asking. Thanks, Cozy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing not to know, but it's another thing to... I feel like it is important to ask if you're not sure, Like, I had a while ago, I had posted this thing about... I made this... I think that might still be my profile picture on Facebook. I don't know, but I did this whole collage where I have me in the center, and then I have the asexual flag colors on one side and the lesbian flag colors on the other, because I'm both. And so there was like this whole thing going on where this one person was saying how if I'm asexual, that means I can't be a lesbian because I have to be attracted to both genders because men and women are just the same when really they're not. And there was this whole thing going on saying if I can't be both, basically. I had to be one or the other. It's basically what he was saying. And yeah. But this one person had actually asked, I can't speak today, actually asked what asexual means because a lot of people still don't know the term. And she said, I'm sorry, but what is asexual? And I was like, oh, don't apologize. I'm glad that you asked. And I told her, she's like, oh, okay, that's fine then. I just didn't know. But so I think it is important to ask, because ignorance is a real thing, so.
Yep. No, I completely agree. It's much better to ask and then know rather than just to assume.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh, hi, Tiffany. Thank you for being here. Yeah, what are you reading? Are you reading at the moment? Oh, Kay's here. Hi, Kay.
Glad you could make
it. Yes. So good, you guys. You found us. Woo.
Yeah. What will you be reading? Nice. I hope you're enjoying it.
That sounds like a thriller.
It does.
Ooh.
A thriller or a mystery.
Yeah.
8 pages. Nice.
Very good.
I read 38 pages of Undercover Kitty at 53%.
You read so fast.
I know, right?
I know. She does. How are you enjoying it, Hannah?
Yeah, Hannah was at my last writing sprint with Robin, and we were talking about how fast she reads because she kept reading really fast each sprint.
She does.
I'm doing my Spanish homework, so I might go away and finish that. I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, that's fine. I hope it goes well.
Yeah, hasta luego.
I've never been good at Spanish. I took Spanish in high school. I just never been good with it.
I just know little things here and there.
I like sign language. I'm still teaching myself that.
I love ASL. Oh gosh, I can't
Yeah.
even say. It's so funny. I live here in Australia, and the Australian Sign Language is Auslan, and yet I've started learning ASL. So if I come across an American here in Australia who is deaf, then I can speak to them.
There you go.
ASL has always kind of intrigued me. There's this one show I like called Switched at Birth.
Oh,
And
love that show.
Yes, and there's a lot of sign language on there. Yeah, and then I have one of my childhood friends who I still talk to every so often. She's deaf, and then and then I have like two handicapped sisters, and one of them she's like can't really speak except for like every few words. She has like a form of autism, and so we use sign language to help with her as well.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I didn't read much. Found out there was a new episode of Agatha Raisin on Acorn TV.
Oh, there we go.
Fix the
layout. Looks great. Yay.
Now you see all of my messy office.
Sorry, Jessica, what did you say?
I said, here's Maggie.
Oh, hey, Maggie. I remember Lee, my dear friend Lee from Dark Roots Creations, saying once that she loves seeing certain things in the background that may not look neat and tidy because it shows how real a person is. So.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Maggie.
You can't see it on the screen, but I have a whole mess over in my bedside table here. It's a mess.
I have a mess everywhere outside of the frame, so it's just nice and pretty.
Same.
So cute. Welcome to the stream, Maggie.
Maggie sent me flowers.
Aww.
Flowers.
Oh, Maggie. So good.
I was really stressed. So I bought myself flowers and said they were from Maggie.
Oh,
I love that. Oh. Beautiful.
Yeah. Sorry you were feeling stressed.
Yeah, work has been really hectic lately, but I'm hanging in there.
You can do this.
You got this, Jessica.
Yes.
Started an e-arc earlier and is a contemporary fiction and an easy read, up to 25%, hoping to get more done before I sleep. It's 1 a.m. but not tired yet. Nice.
Wow, excellent. Now I have a massive question because I was trying to sort out my bookshelves the other day. What is the difference between a romance and a contemporary?
Good question. I would like to know that too.
Because back in the day, in like 2020, I read a book called Letters to the Lost by Bridget Cameron, and I was like, this is a contemporary because that's what I was told it was. But now I think it's a romance. So I just don't know.
I think a contemporary is meant to address contemporary social issues. I think that's supposed to be its main focus, but it can have elements of romance in it.
Oh.
So
okay.
It could have a romance that features a trans couple. So it's addressing a contemporary issue in today's society, but it has that romance element in it. So
Oh, whereas a romance is more just focused on the romance?
The romance. Yep.
Oh,
Right. Oh, I got some reorganizing to do. Yay.
nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm liking it. I love all the characters. That's good. Liking the characters is
Nice.
very important.
Yes.
There's this one trilogy that I like. I think I rated the first one, first and third one. I think I rated 4 stars, and then the second one I think I rated 3. The third one was actually more 3.5, but they don't really give that rating on Goodreads. But
Mhm.
when I first read it, the 3 main characters I did not like, and I usually don't read characters that I don't like. But by the end of book 1, I ended up really liking 2 of them, but I still didn't like one of them. And then the second book was following the one character I still didn't like.
Oh,
Instead,
no.
hey, that's why that one was a lower. It was 3 stars. It was still a good book, but I didn't like it as much because I was following a character I did not like. And then in the third
Oh.
book, instead of following the third character, they switched it back and forth between those 2 characters. So I was
Oh.
following the first girl that I really liked, and then I would switch over to the girl I don't really like. And my favorite character is the one that they never follow.
Oh no.
I was like, what?
Ah. No.
Good series. It was just a little annoying to follow a character that I didn't really like. I didn't hate her or anything. I just didn't care for her.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
annoyed me.
Oh, no.
It's a thriller.
All right.
I'm planning to go through my bookshelves. I used sprints today to try a chapter and decide if I want to keep donate books. Nice.
Nice.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
that. How are you going with it so far? Let us know. But
yeah.
that's awesome.
Are you keeping more or donating more? We live in a world where being who you want to be is living life to the full. No one has a right to question you. That's shocking that people like that still feel they have a right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I never really. People always talk about their coming out stories, but I never really came out. At least not as a lesbian. I mean, my mom knew I was a lesbian when I was 5 years old. I still don't know how, but she did. And then my best friend, who's right over there, knew I was a lesbian like just after we met back in 7th grade. And I hadn't even
Oh.
figured it out until I was in 9th grade. So I was like, how did you guys know it before I knew it?
I can so relate. My bestie knew in what you guys call elementary school, we call primary school. She knew that I was gay. I'm like, how did you know? Seriously.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I didn't actually know what the term asexual meant until I think I was 20.
mhm.
That would have been a good 2 years. That would have been 2 years ago now. 19 or 20. My sister, she's a year younger than me. She actually is the first one that suggested that I might be asexual, just because I've really
Oh.
been off put with all of that stuff, you know, and
Mhm.
she suggested it, and so I started looking it up, and now I identify as it. She was right. She knew me better than I knew me.
Oh, nice.
So I never really came out. It's like everyone knew before I even knew. Yeah, one thing I have always hated was when people would be like, you can't know you're a lesbian unless you've been with a guy. You can't know you're asexual unless you've actually done something like that. And I've never been with a guy. I've never done anything sexual. So I'm like, no. Okay, I know I'm both. I know what I like and dislike. I don't have to do something to know it.
Yeah,
I hate that
that's it.
stereotype.
Yeah.
Oh, puppy.
Yeah, puppy. She's so cute.
She's the best.
Mm. Jessica, my daughter wants a German Shepherd sometime in the future, and she wants to name her Maggie.
Aw. Well, it's a good name.
And hi, Cheryl.
Hi, glad you can make it. Hi, Sophia.
Oh, hi, Sophia.
Sophia.
I have books piled everywhere right now. So far, I've committed 10 books to the donate pile, and I've decided to keep 6. I want to get through 8 more tonight. Nice.
Nice. Good work.
You got this. That's
I don't think
awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever do that challenge just because I feel like I need to. I give a book usually a good until the halfway point, at least for a series, which is usually what I read, at least the halfway point in the first book to decide if I want to continue reading it or DNF it. Because I feel like we were talking about earlier with series, is a lot of the book is a lot of setting it up and introductions, and I feel like a lot of times the first book could take a good half of the book to get to really becomes good. So I don't think I could do the whole try chapter edition thing because I always have to give it a little bit longer to see if I actually like it or not.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Contemporary for me has a lot of life living in here and now and maybe some love. Nice.
Thanks, Kay.
Back in the day in 2020, Mr. Fancy.
Oh,
2020
gosh,
was like 10 years long. So.
Right?
I mean, like, I started my channel in the last week of January in 2020, and then COVID hit and we had the lockdowns and everything. And as sad as that was, it worked out brilliantly for me because I had so much time to read and it just worked. My channel just came at the right time.
Right?
Not to say that COVID was a good thing, but you know, it allowed me to read more. So yeah, but 2020.
I agree.
It's funny, Jessica, you were talking about rags to riches earlier being one of your favorite tropes, and I like that too. I picked up a contemporary book in 2020 that was that had the trope of riches to rags. And so I thought, oh, this will be interesting. I haven't read anything like this before. Turned out I did not like the book. But the reason I didn't like the book was because it was character driven. And I'm not really as you know, Jessica, I'm not really a character driven person, but reader. But yeah, I just thought that would be an interesting trope to see the other way around, riches to rags.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think that's around the time I made my booktube channel as well. So I was doing a lot of reading, and 2020 is also when I published my first book, so I got a lot of writing done as well.
Yay!
Mine now is about a woman escaping a controlling boss, a house, etc. There will be love interest later.
Ooh, nice.
Controlling mother. Okay, nice. Interesting. Hey, Robin, so glad you could make it.
Hi.
What will you be reading? Probably something sci-fi.
So
sorry.
Do any of you have any plans for your channel coming up?
I know I want to do the I'm planning a predicting 5-star reads video soon. Hopefully next week. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of those too.
Nice.
Ooh. I have a tag coming out tonight. I said yesterday that it was coming out last night, but it's coming out tonight for sure. I'll work on it after the sprint. And then I am going to be working on my second Celebrating Booktubers series.
Yay!
I'm so excited about. Everyone loved video 1, Jessica. If you haven't seen it, I'm doing a Celebrating Booktubers series where I'm putting booktubers into the spotlight, and video 1 was on Jessica from Lady Love Step Reads, and everyone loved it. So we're continuing with the series, and I'm so excited to move it forward.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who you pick. It's like going to be a mystery every month to try to figure out who's the next person.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so really, really excited about that. But I'm also potentially considering doing a video where I play a game of some sort, and every month from now on, I might pick a book out of a jar that I've DNF'd in the past and give it another go. I've been thinking about that.
Interesting.
Yeah, especially books from like 2 years ago. Maybe I'm in a different place now. Maybe I'll appreciate it a whole lot more. Who knows?
I know there's a series I want to start where I choose two booktubers, and then they both will recommend me two different books each, and then I have to. So they'll send me a video of them recommending the books and why they recommend it, and then I will read the books, and then I'll decide who's the winner, which books I liked more, and that person knows my reading taste more. So it'll be like which booktube friend knows
Ooh.
my reading taste more, and then whoever wins will go on to the next game and will be paired with someone different. And I'll have
That's
to
a
choose
really fun idea.
Yeah. I'm really
Yeah,
excited to do it. I don't know when I'll do it, but I want to do it sometime this year, hopefully.
nice.
Yeah, I saw this other booktuber do it with some of her booktube friends. And I was like, this seems like a really interesting and fun concept, and I really want to do it.
Wow.
6 of the 10 were series that I didn't like the first book enough to continue. I get that.
Yeah. Definitely.
I know some people, if they don't like the first book of a series, they will want to continue reading the series just to see what happens and how it turns out. Me, if I didn't like the first book, then I just don't care what happens.
I agree. However, recently my dear friend Stormy from Storm Reads recommended that if you read book number 1 in a cozy series and you don't like it, read book 2 because you don't know until you read the second one, because the first one is set up. And unlike fantasies, cozies generally have a very small page count. So if you read the first 2, it's almost like reading one fantasy book. So I think I'm going to try and do that. Read the first 2 before I decide if I'm going to let go of the series. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We have one series that we're going to hold each other's hands for, and that is the book 1 is called Class Reunions Are Murder. It's the Poppy McAllister series, and we both struggled with book 1, so we'll hold our hands through book 2. So I'm looking forward to that, Stormy.
Nice. Well, I hope it works out for you.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
It was, Kay.
I was so mad that I wasn't reading during 2020. During lockdown, I would have read all the books in the world.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Hopefully gonna finish reading City of Illusions. I didn't like the first half of it, but now it's gotten really good. That's good. I'm glad it's getting better.
I like the title.
Yeah. I think I'm a character-driven reader because one of the first factors that determine whether I DNF a book is if I can connect early on with the MC. If I feel nothing, I DNF. Yeah, for me, honestly, I'm kind of both. I have to. There has to be a plot, and I feel like most fantasies there's some sort of a plot.
Yeah.
But so there has to be that plot that's driving the characters to whatever they're doing, but I also have to feel like I connect with the characters, even if it isn't the MC. If I love one of the characters, I might still read it just because I love that character. I want to read more of that character.
Yeah.
I feel like I agree. I get that because I have to connect with the characters, but I also have to like the plot as well.
Yeah.
I can read a book that's entirely character based. If it's a specific kind of character, like I really love a self-destructive character. And so like if it's going to be like super character driven, if a character is like really self-destructive, has some sort of like growth throughout the book, like I am totally on board with that. I like plot a lot, but if it's a purely plot driven book, then I don't feel as immersed in the story. It just feels more like, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel very detached from it if it's just like plot driven.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Would you guys say that, I'm trying to remember, Six of Crows is character driven or plot driven or both?
Character. Very, very character driven.
Character driven, but there was still a plot, which I enjoyed. But
I felt like,
character-driven.
yeah, I felt like the plot was secondary to the character development and their relationships.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I loved the characters. And then I liked, there was a lot of good action scenes that I liked.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I missed that comment. Someone was asking me something. What was that?
No.
Mr. Francie. I think that's a fun idea, the second chapter. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Snazzy. I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, you never know. So books that I picked up in 2020, maybe I was more closed-minded, or the experiences I've had now, you never know. Speaking of fantasy, I've got a lot of noise going in the background, so I do apologize. But speaking of fantasy, one of the books that I'd be giving a second chance to would be the Wheel of Time series. I DNF'd that after, I think, a chapter. So I think it might be an idea to read a bit more and see if I like it.
yeah. But you guys want to do the next sprint?
Yeah, we can do it now. Okay. Yeah, it's up to you. It's your sprint.
You want to do 30 after?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can do another 30 minutes, and maybe that'll be our last sprint. It depends on how everyone feels. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
See. Hope you like book 2.
Stormy, me too. I without giving away anything, book 1, there didn't seem to be a lot happening that I resonated with, that was investable for me. But the way book 1 ended, it seems like our main character is going to go off and do a certain something that has me intrigued. So I'm hoping that that thing keeps us going, Stormy. But I'm glad we've got each other to get through it.
Buggy says she'll reread the series with you.
Oh, nice. Which one's this one? Are we?
And she was talking about the
which
Libby
one?
Klein series. The Libby Klein.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. The Poppy McAllister,
Class
Libby Klein. Yep. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, wonderful, Hannah. Yay. Speaking of rereading, quickly before we start sprinting, I wanted to ask Jessica, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. Where are you up to with Spellford Cove?
I'll be on book 4.
Okay, so I'm on book 2, so hopefully I can find a way to catch up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, glad you could join.
Oh, hi, Anne. Thank you for being here.
Nice. I hope you're enjoying it. I am rereading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
I'm not reading.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing work.
I am reading Premeditated Peppermint. Cannot do that. Okay, there we go. Which is the 3rd book in the Amish Candy Shop series. I'm really loving it.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think I have to connect with the character even if I dislike 1 or 2. I need to focus to watch progress. Otherwise, I don't care and can't read. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, definitely. I can understand that.
I'm more plot driven. I don't want flat characters, but if all we get is character development and nothing actually happens, I'll be bored to tears. Yeah, that's why I am in between. I like both.
Yeah.
Hee, I'm kind of the same, Jessica. I like hard to like characters. LOL.
Yeah, I like very broken characters, dark and twisted characters, the characters that just, I don't know, you can tell they're very not the hero, the anti-hero, I guess. Yeah.
Morally gray characters, more or
Really
less.
great characters. Yep.
Page 30 after. You guys ready to sprint?
Yep.
Awesome. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Hey,
Hey.
how was the sprint?
Good, really good. How was yours?
Great. Yeah, I'm on chapter 10 now. I love rereading a book because you get to pick up on those little details that you don't notice like first time and stuff. And this book has amazing foreshadowing. And I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Yeah. It's fantastic when you reread a book and you pick up on that foreshadowing. I've definitely had that with that series, and I've had it with the Mistborn series as well. It's wonderful when you know the ending.
Yeah.
You go back and you're like, yes, I can see what you were doing here.
Yeah, exactly.
How was your sprint, Jessica?
Good. I finished editing my January wrap up, and then
Yay!
at work I am designing a new program, a new graduate program, and I got a course description written and wrapped up. So it was productive. I didn't read, but it was still productive.
Well done. Excellent.
I hated Six of Crows. I was highly anticipating King of Scars, but felt sadness. I love King of Scars, or Six of Crows. I'm still reading King of Scars and it's good, but I loved Six of Crows. It's better than Shadow and Bone, and ever since I read it, I am obsessed with it. And I kind of want to reread it already. I fell in love with it.
I love Six of Crows too. I feel about King of Scars so far. I'm reading it right now. I feel kind of about it. It's slow going for me. I'm trying to read a chapter a day so I can finish it, Johara, because I know we're buddy reading it.
Yeah.
But I'm not as into it as I was Six of Crows.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I know you hated it. You hated Six of Crows.
Look, I will say I thought the characters were good. I love that. I loved the characters and their personalities and all that. I love that there was, I believe, an MM potential romance potentially. I think there was a gay character in there anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So I liked that. And one of the girls, I don't remember her name, but she was really, really dark. I liked her.
Inej?
You got to think it was 2 years ago. Sorry.
Inej?
Yeah, probably Inej.
Probably. Yeah. But yeah, and it to me, again, without giving away spoilers, I felt like the book was leading up to this thing that was going to happen, and it took to the end of the book to finally get to that thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
And that annoyed me. Yeah.
Yeah, Alyssa just finished Crooked Kingdom and she rated it 5 stars.
Nice.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Reading Wheel of Time soon. Nice.
Oh, maybe we can buddy read it, okay? It'd be good to read it with someone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Make sure so the other person can make sure you actually read it.
Exactly. I didn't give it enough of a chance. I DNF'd it really early on, but yeah, I should give it another go.
I've never read it, but I've been hearing a lot about it recently because of that TV show that just came out or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dang it. Yeah. Many of you come up with such fun, unique ideas for your channel. Oh, thank you. So lovely. Not easy to do.
True. I know. I'm also doing going to start a new series soon. This one I actually came up with on my own, and it's where I talk about underrated series. And since I read a lot of underrated series, yeah,
Yes.
I'll do a whole video just about this one series that I feel like is underrated and isn't talked enough about on Book Twitter or BookTube or anywhere in the book community. If I don't hear about it, I consider it underrated.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. No,
For
I
me,
love videos with hidden gems.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need videos to be like super creative or outside the box for me to really like them. I really love standard booktube content. Like I love TBRs, I love wrap-ups, I love reading vlogs. Like those are just like the gold star videos. Those are what I always want to go watch first. Like the fun extra creative stuff is always really interesting and cool, but I don't know. I just love like the classic content.
Yeah, the cornerstones of BookTube. I completely
Yeah.
agree. Save the TBR, save the monthly wrap. Woo! I'll ring those bells all day long.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Reading HP. Yeah, how far are you on Prisoner of Azkaban? I just got to chapter 10.
Nice. Cheryl, that's awesome.
Wait, switching
to
to Death in the Stacks. Nice.
I've heard of that. So that's awesome.
I never heard of it either. Of course, there's a lot of
Sounds like
cozy.
Yeah, it sounds like
think
a
it's
library
really
cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A library.
Yeah.
Is it Library Lovers? Is that the series?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
I'm not a fan of manga.
Hito Regime. Hito Regime? Very
Regime?
nice.
My
May, that's
Hero.
it, yeah.
My Hero is the one. I love manga. I'm reading a manga series right now that I'm just absolutely obsessed with. It's called, hey, Alyssa, it's called The Promised Neverland.
I didn't see the comment.
Right here.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, you're enjoying it, Jessica?
Oh, I'm obsessed. The Promised Neverland is so good. So good.
Nice.
Academia.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I've never been big on manga. Of course, I've never been big on anime either.
I read one manga series which was Brandon Sanderson's White Sand because it's part of his bigger Cosmere universe, but I listened to that on audiobook. I struggle with that medium, but I'm glad that you're liking your one, Jessica.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I did read in Seekers, the author had made 2 mangas for Seekers, part of the universe and everything. I read those just because I love Seekers so much. And the stories weren't bad. You know, I just don't like the writing style.
Nah. It's not good.
Reading The Primrose Path of Romance when not watching Agatha Raisin. Nice. Hope you're enjoying it. Read 40 pages of Parable of the Sower. Nice. 40 pages is good for a 30-minute sprint.
Yeah, that's really good. It's more than a page a minute.
Got 10 pages left in my book. Awesome! You can finish that today.
So close.
What do you think you're going to rate it? I've been reading this all February. I'm ready to move on.
In there.
Yeah. I started 4 Dead Queens. I'm uncertain if I want to keep it or donate it. Yeah, I've actually heard of that one, and yeah, I heard of that one, but
I think
don't know
you should.
much about it.
I think you should read another chapter before you decide.
No.
Yeah. I love Shadow and Bone and went into Six Crows like yuck, read them all, but wanted to love King of Scars but didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. King of Scars is so political, and like she's doing a lot of telling and not showing, and that just gets fatiguing.
Yeah, but I love Six of Crows.
Oh yeah.
Alyssa's kind of excited for King of Scars because her favorite character in The Crows was Nina.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like how
good work, Hannah.
She likes how sassy she is. I read 44 pages, that's 60%. Nice, over halfway. How you read 40 pages, I may never know.
Hannah is our resident speed reader.
Yes. Yes, definitely we will plan that.
Oh, nice, Kay. I'll talk with you about it over on the Discord. We'll set something up. Excellent.
I'm on chapter 15. Nice. I'm not that far behind you. Yesterday, I didn't get any reading done. I did a lot of writing. I wrote over 3,000 words.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. This weekend, I hope to get a lot of reading done. I also hope to get some writing done. I'm just hoping it's going to be a productive weekend. No promises. It's Library Lovers.
Really.
I love this series.
There you go, Jessica. Bang on.
Probably 4 stars since the first 80 pages out of 160-page book were kind of slow before it really got good. Yeah, 4 stars is still a really good rating.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hate when book tells and not shows. Yeah.
I love that exposition.
Yeah, definitely. When I write, I try to show how the character's feeling with their facial expressions, explaining how they react. I feel like it's very important.
Yeah.
I'm super finicky about how world building is relayed in stories. If it's just told me in large chunk paragraphs rather than incorporated into the storyline, I get really annoyed. Yeah.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah, I get that.
That's why I love with Harry Potter how he is so new to the wizarding world. He's going into the world for the first time, and we're going into the world for the first time. We read the first book, so we get to see everything through his eyes rather than getting a whole info dump session. I appreciate that. And same with Nevermore. Morrigan Crow, the main character, going into a magical world for the first time, and we get to experience it through her eyes. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and like with Harry Potter, you don't learn everything there is in the world in the first book. You learn there's some things that Harry doesn't find out until several books later, and then that's when you find out as well. And so they really so they don't tell you everything about the world in the first book. Throughout the series, you find out new things about the book, and it keeps you invested in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Jerry has
beat with speed reading. Yeah. Aww.
Hi, glad you could make it.
Mr. Blandis.
Hey, all tired, so just hang out watching Golden Girls. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah. That must be fun.
Yeah.
So is anyone gonna keep reading tonight, or are they done for the night? Well, Mr. Fancy, it's still pretty early where you are, so you might still read.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an after party after this, so I want to keep reading. So if anyone wants to keep reading, come on over. We'll keep reading on my channel. Let's just make a day of it, basically.
I'm gonna watch the Olympics. I think watch the Olympics and read and relax for a while.
Nice, fun.
Someone needs to tell me when the figure skating's on. I don't want to miss it. I hope I haven't missed it already.
I think just the men have gone. There's still the ladies and the pairs to go.
Yeah, but Adam Rippon's no longer skating, is he?
No.
No. Yeah. Okay.
I'm still reading. Nice.
Okay. Excellent.
Thinking I might hit my books and write. Nice.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah. I plan to write more tomorrow. I didn't get any writing done today. I'm still reading. Nice. Do you know what book you're going to finish? Or are you going to read after you finish this book? I'll be at your after party. Nice.
Thanks, Hannah.
I just want to finish this book. Yeah. Definitely finish it. It shouldn't take too long. Only 10 pages left. You've got this.
That's it. So close.
Cheryl's there.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank
Yes,
you.
Mr. Fancy. I'll come to your channel. What is your channel name?
My channel name is Mr. Francie Reads. If you quickly tap on the comment that you've got on the screen at the moment, it'll show our channel names on the screen.
I know who won the men's skating because my daughter began screaming.
I was thinking about your daughter, Cheryl. I was thinking about her. I was like, oh, she's going to be so happy.
Nice.
Nice. I will, since I usually read right before bed, but not sure yet what I will read next. Nice. Do you have at least a stack of what you want to read next? It can be hard, because you're a mood reader. And it can be hard to do TBRs as well, because it's like, this is what I want to read this month, but then what happens if your reading changes that month and you want to read something else?
Yeah.
I'm going to look you up, Mr. Fancy.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vlandis.
Everyone should subscribe to Mr. Fancy and Jessica. They're both great booktubers.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jahara.
Thanks for hosting Sprints tonight, Jahara.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'll have to do this again sometime. You guys are always welcome. Yeah. I currently have 50 unread books on my shelf. That's a mood.
Oh, Robin, you should watch my bookshelf tour video that I just posted, because I have got you beat on unread books.
Also, just got a lovely birthday gift of 3 new books today from a friend. Nice! I love a good book gift.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Books are an amazing gift to get.
Yes.
There's a mountain right now. Same. I have so many, because so at the beginning of last year, I was working a lot of hours. I was working at a place where they make the graduation caps and gowns, and I worked at the part where they didn't make it, but where they boxed it up and got it ready to send to the school that it went to, and I was working, and since it was getting closer to graduation, we were working overtime, and we were working, and they like upped our pay as well and stuff, and we were working so much, and so I was so tired, but I had all this extra money, so what did I do with it? I bought books. And I was so tired, I never had time to read those books, so I bought a lot of books and I didn't have the time to read it.
Wow.
I have so many books on my bookshelf that I'm on track to finish them all by my 839th birthday. So,
Hey, I like that. It's awesome.
I cannot count my unread books. Too much reality of my addiction to book shopping. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially when I was buying books off of thrift books, you can get
a free book.
Yeah, after you get 500 points, you get a free book.
Yep.
And so I was buying so many books during those few months, and I ended up getting all these free books as well. So that just doubled how many books I was really getting.
I hear you.
And then I got into a reading slump shortly after. So last year was not a good reading year for me, but I'm hoping to change that this year.
Guys, sorry, I'm gonna have to hop off. I'm so sorry, but this has been so much fun, Jahara. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm glad you could come.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. This was so much fun. I'll see you all later.
See you next time.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.
So you want to finish up the comments and then we could close this off?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Too much to read and next, and then I've DNF'd my Murder Entitled book for your readathon, Mr. Fancy. I've got to find another. Yeah, that sucks. Trying to keep them in check. So my parents' Valentine's Day is coming up, and if they wanted to enable my book addiction, I would love a Barnes & Noble gift card. Yes, we'll never say no to Barnes & Noble gift cards.
Yep.
Their books are so dangerous. I buy so many books from there. Same. I have to be careful when I go on thrift books and have money to buy books because I will soon not have any money to buy books. Books for Valentine's Day is the best Valentine's Day gift. Yes, I agree. Give me books. Like that's right there. Yes, I agree. Well, that's all for this live. I think we're going to end it. It's late. It's like almost 8:30 where we are.
Yeah.
But thank you all for coming. Thank you for joining me, Jessica.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Of course. So we'll have to do this again soon.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Bye.
Yeah.